Your entire life, you have been measured by a metric that doesn't exist. They told you intelligence was a number, an IQ score, a grade on a paper, a degree on a wall. They said it's about memorizing facts or solving math problems fast. They lied because it was convenient. True intelligence has nothing to do with school or being smart in the way society defines it. True intelligence is leverage. It is survival. It is the ability to impose your will on reality before reality imposes its will on you. Machiavelli knew this. The great strategists of history knew this. While the masses were busy trying to look smart, the few were busy becoming powerful. There is a hidden hierarchy of intelligence, a ladder that decides who leads and who follows, who thrives and who dies. Most people, perhaps 90%, remain on the first rung. They live in a fog, thinking they make choices, but they are just following a script written by someone else. Then there are those who climb. There are 7 levels of intelligence, 7 stages of awakening. Today, we will strip away the illusions. We will hold a mirror to your mind. It will be uncomfortable, maybe even painful, because you will see exactly where you stand. Once you see this hierarchy, you can never unsee it. The faces around you will change. You will notice the strings attached to their limbs, the silence in their eyes. The question is, are you brave enough to see where you rank? Look around. Walk through a crowded street, watch the subway, stand in line at the store. You will see the sleepers. This is level 1, and it is the most crowded level. The sleeper isn't necessarily stupid. He might have a high IQ, be a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, recite Shakespeare, or code in Python. But functionally, he is asleep. Intelligence at this level is reactive. The sleeper does not act, he is acted upon. His life is a chain of biological and social reflexes. The alarm rings, he wakes. The boss commands, he obeys. The news plays, he believes. The ad flashes, he buys. He thinks his opinions are his own, but if pressed, he will crumble. He repeats headlines or parrots what his parents taught him. He is a vessel for others' ideas. Machiavelli described this class as men so simple and tied to present needs that anyone who wishes to deceive will always find someone willing to be deceived. The sleeper lacks agency. He lives with an external locus of control. Everything that happens is someone else's fault. The economy, the government, his spouse, his luck. He is a victim of circumstance, drifting down a river he refuses to navigate. Psychologically, the sleeper fears autonomy. Freedom is not a gift to him, it is a burden. If you gave him total freedom, he would panic. He craves a master, a structure. He wants to be told what is good, what is bad, and what to do next. This is why the sleeper is obsessed with consensus. He needs to know what the majority thinks before he feels safe thinking it himself. He checks comments before forming an opinion, looks at trends before buying clothes. His greatest fear is not being wrong, it is standing alone. You know these people, you work with them, you might be related to them. They are the background characters in the movie of history. They fill space, make noise, but leave no mark. They are batteries. They power the systems built by higher intelligence. They consume, produce, and are replaced. If you are level 1, you probably aren't watching this. The algorithm doesn't show this kind of darkness to sleepers. But if you are just waking, the pain you feel, the sense that your life isn't your own, is not depression. It is reality breaking through anesthesia. When a sleeper wakes, he doesn't immediately become wise. He becomes loud. He enters level 2, the mimic. The mimic sees the world as a game. Intelligence is a currency that buys respect, status, and validation. But he doesn't have his own mind, so he steals the minds of others. The mimic is the midwit. The dinner guest who uses big words he doesn't understand. The activist who adopts the latest cause, not from care, but to signal virtue. He reads reviews, never books. He quotes nature, never faces the abyss. Intelligence at this level is performance. It is a costume. The mimic is obsessed with appearances. He collects degrees, certifications, titles like shiny stones. He needs you to know he is smart. He needs applause. This level is dangerous for your ego because you feel superior to the sleepers. You think, I am awake, but you are not. You are dreaming a different dream. The mimic is trapped in the Dunning-Kruger effect. He knows enough to think he is an expert, but not enough to see his ignorance. Machiavelli warned of this type, those who mistake the appearance of virtue for virtue itself. The mimic believes that looking like a leader makes him a leader, sounding like a philosopher makes him a philosopher. But challenge him. Ask him to solve a new problem, build a system from scratch. He will panic. He cannot create, he can only copy. He is an echo. The tragedy of the mimic is his addiction to validation. His self-worth depends on approval. He fears exposure. This makes him rigid and aggressive. If you constantly try to prove yourself, memorize arguments to win debates instead of seeking truth, you are level 2. You are a parrot, colorful, loud, capable of speech, but incapable of thought. Here, darkness begins. When you stop performing and start observing reality as it is, you ascend to level 3, the calculator. This is the fox. The calculator has dropped the need for validation. He no longer cares if others think he is smart. He cares about winning. This is the first level of true agency. The calculator sees the world, the laws, morals, social rules, not as absolute truths, but as arbitrary rules that can be bent. Machiavelli wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." The calculator is the fox. He sees the traps. He understands incentives. He studies his boss, his partner, his government, and asks, what do they want? What are they afraid of? How can I use this? Level 3 intelligence is transactional. It is cold. It is strategic. The calculator is effective. He climbs corporate ladders not by working the hardest, but by maneuvering the smartest. He knows who to flatter and who to ignore. He knows when to speak and when to remain silent. But the calculator is often lonely. When every interaction is a transaction, you kill the human element. You begin to see people as chess pieces. This makes you powerful, but also paranoid. The calculator constantly watches his back because he assumes everyone is a calculator too. He projects his own cunning onto the world. He trusts no one. This is the trap of level 3. You become a prisoner of your own strategy. You are so busy playing the game that you forget to live. You are efficient, yes, but hollow. Many CEOs, politicians, and hustlers stop here. They have money, they have status, but no peace. They scan constantly for threats and opportunities. They are the smartest in the room, yet still reacting. They are winning the game, but not free of it. To rise higher, you must stop only looking out for yourself. You must become a force of nature. The fox is cunning, but the fox hides in holes. Level 4 is the operator, the lion. The operator transcends mere calculation. He adds will. The calculator navigates safely. The operator shapes the world through personality and competence. This is the level of high command. The operator doesn't just see the chess pieces, he moves them with conviction. He is not afraid of conflict. He thrives in it. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." The operator understands this. He is willing to make hard decisions that sleepers, mimics, and calculators fear. He accepts the burden of responsibility. At this level, intelligence becomes generative. You don't just exploit opportunities, you create them through execution. People follow the operator not because he manipulates like the fox, but because he represents order in chaos. He is a lighthouse. He has a vision and the discipline to march toward it, dragging others if needed. But the lion has a flaw: visibility. The operator is loud. He stands in the front. He takes credit, but also blame. He is a target because his power relies on force and presence. If he gets sick, the empire crumbles. If he shows weakness, the wolves attack. The operator is exhausted. He carries the weight of the world on his shoulders. He thinks he is the king, but he is actually the highest paid servant. He is a slave to his own ambition. He believes power is about doing, controlling, being seen. He has not yet learned the ultimate lesson. The most dangerous things in the universe are the ones you cannot see. Now we enter the deep waters, the levels not taught in schools, the levels moralists warn you against. Level 5 is the puppeteer. If the fox is cunning and the lion is strong, the puppeteer is invisible. He has realized that direct control, level 4, is inefficient. It creates resistance. If you push someone, they push back. If you order someone, they resent you. But if you make them want to do what you want, you own them. This is soft power. This is influence. The puppeteer does not stand on the podium. He stands in the shadows behind it. He whispers in the lion's ear. He understands human psychology. He knows humans are driven by desire and fear. He doesn't fight reality, he seduces it. He creates narratives and engineers situations where outcomes are inevitable, yet everyone feels free. He is a master of plausible deniability. If a project fails, his name is nowhere on it. If it succeeds, he reaps the reward. He operates through intermediaries, using sleepers, mimics, calculators, and even operators as his limbs. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." The puppeteer lives by this code. He is a shapeshifter. He becomes whoever he needs to be to get what he wants. He has no fixed identity. He is water to the sleeper, a friend to the operator, a loyal advisor to the calculator, a business partner. None realize they are being steered, but level 5 comes with a terrible price. Dissociation. Spending life wearing masks makes you forget your own face. Viewing every human interaction as a psychological operation destroys your ability to connect. The puppeteer is powerful, yes, but he is a ghost. He walks through the world but is not of it. He is colder than the fox, detached, observing humanity like a scientist watching bacteria. He can predict, control, but cannot belong. This is the lonely peak of manipulation. Most dark psychologists stop here. They think being the invisible hand is ultimate power, but they are wrong. The puppeteer is still playing the game. He manipulates the pieces, reacts to the board. The true master does not play the game. The true master builds the casino. This is the level of the Godhead. The architect does not manipulate people. He designs environments. He understands that human behavior is shaped by environment. If you want people to walk a certain way, you don't ask them. You don't trick them. You build the hallway. The architect builds systems, ideologies, corporations, algorithms, religions, nations. He sets the rules of the game that sleepers, mimics, foxes, lions, and puppeteers are all fighting over. While the fox steals a grape, the lion fights for the bunch, and the puppeteer convinces someone to give him grapes, the architect owns the vineyard. This is systemic intelligence, the ability to think in second, third, and fourth order consequences. The architect thinks in decades and centuries, not fiscal quarters. He is detached from individual battles because he has rigged the war. Think of social media creators. They are architects. They don't care what you argue about or which political side wins. They built the arena. They profit from the noise and conflict. The architect is not evil or good. He is inevitable. He sees the chaos of the world and recognizes patterns. He sees the code behind the matrix and rewrites it. To reach level 6, you must abandon the desire for personal glory and control over individuals. You must fall in love with structure. You must study civilization, economics, psychology, history, physics, and weave them into a single tapestry. The architect is rare. Maybe 1 in 10 million reaches this level. They are the names that survive history, not the kings who fought wars, but those who designed the systems that made wars inevitable. Even the architect is not the final level. He is still attached to his creation. He cares if the system works. His ego is projected into his work. If the system collapses, he suffers. There is one level higher, almost inhuman. The final level is not about adding more, it is about subtraction. It is the void. At level 7, you stop being the player. You stop being the designer. You become the silence. This is total internal sovereignty. The void has mastered the ultimate Machiavellian trait, complete emotional and psychological detachment from the external world. He owns nothing, yet possesses everything. He has no fear because he has no attachment. You cannot threaten a man who does not care if he lives or dies. You cannot bribe a man who desires nothing you have. You cannot manipulate a man who has no ego to stroke. The void looks at the architect's systems, the puppeteer's schemes, the lion's wars, and the fox's tricks, and he smiles. He sees it all as a play, a cosmic joke. This is not nihilism. Nihilism is despair. This is transcendence. The void acts with perfect clarity because his vision is not clouded by desire. He does exactly what is necessary, nothing more, nothing less. He is like water. You try to grasp him, he slips through your fingers. You try to cut him, he reforms. You try to burn him, he turns to steam, only to rain down on you later. Machiavelli hinted at this. He spoke of fortuna, luck, fate, the chaos of the universe. He said, "Half of our lives are governed by fortuna and the other half by our will." The void aligns his will with fortuna. He does not fight the current, he becomes the current. In Eastern philosophy, this is the Tao. In Stoicism, this is the sage. In dark psychology, this is the ultimate predator. If you encounter a man at level 7, you are helpless. You cannot read him, you cannot predict him. He reflects whatever you project onto him. He is a mirror. If you look into him, you only see yourself. He can descend to level 4 to lead an army, then return to the void. He can play the fox in negotiation, then return to silence. He uses the other levels as tools, but does not live there. He lives in the fortress of his own mind, a fortress with no doors. This is ultimate freedom, the freedom from the need to be somebody. And paradoxically, this is where the greatest power lies, because the man who needs nothing commands everything. Now the mirror is in front of you. Where do you rank? Be honest. The lie you tell yourself is the most expensive lie you will ever buy. Are you a sleeper, drifting, reacting, waiting for permission to live? A mimic, seeking applause, memorizing quotes, pretending to understand? A calculator, trapped in the rat race, paranoid, transactional, lonely? An operator, exhausted, carrying the weight of the world, a target for everyone? A puppeteer, hiding in the shadows, losing your soul to masks you wear? An architect, building systems, obsessed with legacy? Or are you approaching the void? Most of you oscillate between level 2 and 3. You are smart enough to see the game exists, but you are still seeking validation at level 2 or trapped in transactions at level 3. That is okay. Awareness is the first step of the ascent. But understand this, the system is designed to keep you down. School is designed to make you a sleeper. University is designed to make you a mimic. The corporate ladder is designed to keep you a calculator. They do not want architects, and they fear the void. If you want to climb, you must go against your biological and social programming. You must kill the part of you that wants to be liked. You must kill the part that wants to be safe. You must accept that intelligence is not about being nice. It is not about being right. It is about being effective. It is about seeing the code. So, how do you move up? You do not climb by adding more information. You climb by removing illusions. To move from sleeper to mimic, wake up to the value of knowledge. To move from mimic to calculator, stop caring what people think and start caring what works. To move from calculator to operator, develop courage and take responsibility. To move from operator to puppeteer, master subtlety and psychology. To move from puppeteer to architect, learn systems thinking and patience. To move from architect to the void, you must let go of everything. It is a long road. It is a dark road. Most turn back. They prefer the comfort of the herd. It is warm in the middle of the flock, but cold on the mountain. Yet the view is different. At the top, looking down at the scurrying masses, you realize that all stress, drama, politics, and noise was just a game. A game you no longer have to play. You can just watch. And in that watching, you find the only thing that matters: power over self. There is a psychological key that unlocks the transition from level 3 to 4. It is the hardest barrier to break. Machiavelli called it vie, ruthless, flexible prowess. Most will hit the ceiling at level 3. You will be smart, successful foxes, but always afraid of wolves. You will never become the lion. You will never build the empire. Why? Because you still believe in the rules. You think being smart is enough to protect you. It is not. The secret to breaking through, entering the realm of architects and the sovereign, requires a fracture in your moral programming. You must be willing to do the one thing society calls unforgivable. I cannot fully explain it here. The algorithm won't allow it. Sleepers would report it. It is too sharp for the public domain. If this opened your eyes, know this is only what I can show publicly. There are aspects of dark psychology I cannot discuss openly without censorship. The algorithm suppresses the most powerful information. Those exist behind the join button. If you're still here, you are not like the others. Subscribe if you haven't. But if you want what is hidden, click join and step into the architect level. You will unlock exclusive, uncensored content that dives into the deepest parts of the human psyche. Most won't. That is the point.